raise the issue of Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko. Is this the beginning of the end of Mike Mbuvi Sonko?
I don't think so. What happened today is provided in law. If you read Article 187 of the Constitution, transfer of functions between two levels of government was anticipated, and it's in the Constitution. And then again, if you read together with Section 24 all the way to Section 29 of the Intergovernmental Relations Act of 2012,
yes,
will tells you, so there's nothing out of the ordinary. I think we have realized Nairobi is the capital city. Nairobi is the headquarters of UN agencies. Nairobi produces about close to a bigger chunk of the economy. I mean, the resources that we have that KRA collects. And I think because the governor is on suspension because of the court case, there's no deputy governor in place. I think it was very, very important that both the leader of the national government, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the governor of Nairobi, Mike Sonko, looked at both the interests of the people of Kenya. And you see the functions that have been taken by the national government are key. Transport and infrastructure, health, public works, and more so, city planning. You know, there are thousands and thousands of Kenyans who their plans are stuck now at City Hall.
Because of lack of governor or an executive authority.
Lack of, once the head is not there.
Yes.
So I think it was, and that's why the framers of the Constitution put in place Article 187
of the Constitution. Let me take you back to the Article 187 of the Constitution. I think the Constitution does not contemplate individuals, the like of the President, the Attorney General, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, and the Devolution Cabinet Secretary to sit in a room and obviously make a decision to transfer functions. I'm thinking as the majority leader, it must be through legislation. I mean, how do we put it in law? Article 187 is clear, but how do we put it in law if it's just done in a room? Because what happens the next time, and this is the first time we're seeing it.
I want to tell you without any fear of contradiction, the President of the Republic of Kenya cannot break the law. If you read Article 189 and then you read together with Section 24, even the principles of transfer of powers is found, I think, in Section 26. There is going to be a memorandum, which they have signed today, that will contain all that. And in fact, because there was no Senate then when this act was being put in place, we expect a message.
2012, right?
Yes.
2012,
so
yes.
we expect that act says in 29, it says that memorandum or that agreement which was signed will be sent as in the form of a message to the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Okay.
So it will become public.
Okay.
So
you're just going to ratify what has been done today, right?
No. In fact, there's an element.
Parliament.
No, there's an element of even public participation. That's why
But it's already been done,
That
majority
is why
leader.
I'm telling you. Yes. In this scenario, the element of public participation, Section 29 of the Intergovernmental Act 2012, says the public participation is documented in the regulations of that act. So, and that's why you see today, they have given, the takeover period is 21 days. It can be 14 days, it can be a month.
To wait for this process that is going to be sent?
For all this, even sending the message to the National Assembly.
Okay.
So I can tell you without no fear of, and I read it, that Sonko as the head of the county government, the president delegated his duties to the cabinet secretary in charge of devolution.
Yes.
The speaker of the Senate was there.
Present.
The president was there. The attorney general was there. So it was done above board. I think anybody who has doubt before you raise anything, just read look at Section 24 all the way to 29 of the Intergovernmental Relations Act of 2012, and read together with Article 187. But Ken, let me tell you, I mean, this happened in the U.S., Washington, D.C., and I think the framework of the Constitution, we made a mistake. And this is one of the things we must now correct it, that the capital city should not have been a county under a county government. You have it even in
Leader, what are you telling us?
No, I'm telling you.
The long-awaited takeover of the county that we have.
I'm giving you. Look at it. You know, Nairobi is not like any other county.
Yes.
Look at now. If you drive to the UN Avenue, for example.
In Gigiri.
In Gigiri.
Yes.
What you see now should not be what the UN Avenue should look like. The UN Avenue should be littered. The UN Avenue should be clean. The UN Avenue should not even have...
and it's another country
you saw even
the embassy.
You saw the building that which was facing the U.S. embassy.
The one that was being constructed, yes. Which
was what brought down. If you look at it now, if you pass next to that building, it's like you think a foreigner will think, am I in Syria? You have seen the way they have even destroyed it.
They left it, yes.
So I think, and this is not the first time. If you go to Nigeria, the city of Abuja is run by a minister.
So what I'm getting from you, Majority Leader, is what has been muted, a metropolis, all those things. This is likely the first step towards ensuring that Nairobi ceases from the Constitution from being a county.
No. In fact, if you read Article 187 and even read the Act, constitutionally, what Governor Sonko has transferred is only the functions. Constitutionally, it's still under Nairobi County.
Okay.
And that's what we are going to do even in the budget-making process. When we are going to deal with the county government revenue allocation bill, we must have another level where the amount allocated to Nairobi government for health, for infrastructure transport, for planning, must now be returned back
to the national government. And then it has to be managed by the national government.
So I'm sure there's a workout in this budget.
It feels as though...
So I don't think, you know, I saw the hashtag.
Yeah, but
I don't think...
Sonko surrenders.
Sonko has not surrendered.
Okay.
What Governor Sonko did today is provided in law.
Does this offer him protection now that he's being prosecuted? Is there a quid pro quo in this?
No.
Not at all.
I mean, not at all. I mean, the judiciary is independent. The prosecutorial powers under the DPP are independent of the national government.
So this purely for service delivery, Majority Leader?
Yes, and Nairobians have been crying.
I know.
And the president, as the CEO of the country, as in charge of all the 47 counties, he chairs the summit. The president must listen to the cries of the people of Kenya in any county. And that is why, not only Nairobi, today, if the people of Kisumu feel that the county government cannot perform a function.
Because it's a city.
Yes, cannot perform a function. Then they will use the framework of the law to
hand it over to the national.
So, but to make it very clear, constitutionally,
this is allowed.
Constitutionally, Governor Sonko
is still the governor of Nairobi.
No, is still in charge of those functions. What he has only done, he has transferred it. Delegated.
Last question on this. Last question for a period. Last question on this. It's suspect because of the timing. Do you think it's suspect because of the timing? Governor Sonko is being prosecuted. Nairobians need service delivery. And this cannot happen because some of his executive roles have been taken away by the reason of the court case. Don't you think it sends a lot of suspicion and fear in the minds of many? And you sitting here and giving an example of Nigeria and Washington, D.C., right? Representation, taxation without representation. Don't you think that sends the idea to many people who are watching that perhaps this is that move?
No, you know, I'm sure this is going to elicit a lot of debate. There are those who will say the gains of devolution is being curtailed. Government wants to take over Nairobi and maybe to other counties. But as a citizen of Nairobi and a leader in this country, I think whether Governor Sonko was in court or not, the provision in law allows any governor or any level of government to use Article 187 of the Constitution in terms of transfer of functions and services.
Okay. Good enough.